welcome back. Today's story comes from Reddit's r/relationship advice. The post is titled, I, 18M, celebrated my birthday without my mom, 44F, because she chose my stepsister's tastes over mine, and now she wants another dinner for just us? Here is the full story. I turned 18 a few weeks ago, and my mom told me she wanted to throw me a big family dinner at a restaurant instead of a party. She asked me where I wanted to eat, and I gave her my top 2 choices. I wasn't sure if the first restaurant would be booked out, so I provided a backup. She said she was cool with that, so I let her handle the rest. However, 2 weeks before my birthday, I found out she changed the restaurant because my 6-year-old stepsister didn't like the food type. Instead, my mom chose her favorite restaurant without telling me. After confirming this with her, we got into a fight. I told her to call off the dinner or to expect me not to show up. She called me childish, and I explained that she was choosing to cater to someone else's tastes over mine for my birthday. My mom defended her decision, asking why I wouldn't want to let my stepsister choose. She said it made her happy to get the place she loves. I asked her whose birthday it was supposed to be. Then she questioned if I really wanted to upset my stepsister. I told her I didn't care, since she didn't care about ruining my plans. My mom insisted my stepsister would be miserable at the restaurants I chose, but I said that wasn't my problem. She called me selfish, saying my stepsister was her little sister. I rolled my eyes, and she told me she didn't know a life where I wasn't her brother. She said if she was my real sister, I'd be okay with it. I responded that I wouldn't be okay if she did it without me saying it was fine. The fight dragged on for 5 days, and I eventually decided to move out instead of letting it continue. My mom's husband tried to intervene, telling me to grow up, hoping that would diffuse things. In the end, my mom never changed the plans, and the 3 of them, along with some of her family and her husband's family, showed up. I didn't go, and a lot of guests didn't either. I ignored my mom's calls that day. A few days later, she texted me, wanting to talk. We had a phone conversation, where she expressed that it was her first time not celebrating my birthday with me, and she hated it. I told her to blame herself and her choices. She asked me to be kinder, explaining she just wanted to make my stepsister happy. She went on about how little she was, and how she thought I'd want to make her happy. I hung up, because I didn't want to hear more. A few days after that, she apologized and asked if we could celebrate my birthday, just the 2 of us, to make up for the disaster dinner. I told her I'd think about it. My gut instinct was to tell her to leave me alone, but another part of me loves her and doesn't want this to turn into a forever fight. However, this isn't the first issue we've had regarding my stepsister. She was upset. I wasn't excited about having a stepsister, and that I didn't want to call her my sister. She was also unhappy when I didn't want to participate in a Father's Day football game with her husband 2 years ago. I had to drop out of a digital art class because she wanted that afternoon for one-on-one time with my stepsister. And at that time, I didn't drive, so nobody else could take me. My unhappiness upset her because she thought I would just go along with it. She would also get upset when I didn't take home treats for my stepsister after eating out with friends or going to the store. She cried that I wasn't affectionate or loving enough as a brother and wanted me to be more so. This feels like another version of all those past issues, and I think it's going to keep being a problem. So, I'm not sure if trying again is worth it. I wanted advice because I'm not fully committed to the leave me alone approach, but it's still what my gut is telling me to do. Now let's see what Reddit had to say. If you foresee yourself arguing in public at the restaurant, trust your gut and don't go. Tell her that maybe when some time passes and things cool off a bit, you'll meet her in another setting. But you're not up for having the same argument where she refuses to see your perspective or to put you first as her kid on your 18th birthday. She's being a poor mom, and the dinner is more about making her feel better and alleviating her guilt than it is about making it up to you. Tell her she's your mom and you love her and don't want to fight, but there's no making this up to you. She ruined your 18th birthday by making it about someone else's child, and she can't come back from that or pretend that it never happened. I'm sorry your mother is doing this. She is prioritizing her new husband and new stepdaughter. It seems like she's trying to win them over. Unfortunately, you have become collateral damage. If you don't want to tell her to leave you alone, you could say, a dinner at this point will not make up for the fact that you thought it was okay to allow my stepsister to choose how to celebrate my birthday. I'm willing to try for next year's birthday, however, to see if your thinking has changed by then. She'll push back because she won't like hearing that her thought process was inappropriate. When she brings up the lack of a bond, point out her early choices that resulted in you giving up or not getting to participate in activities you wanted, which could have developed your relationship with her. In denying those events to develop a relationship with her stepdaughter, She also created a sense in you that she values her more than you. That was never going to lead to you becoming closer to the person who was interfering with your relationship with your mother. You have the right to be happy and not have to cater to a small child's whims just because your mother chose to marry her father. Maybe going low contact with them for a few years would be an option. Your mother wants a do-over, a second chance in her mind. However, she had a second chance when you found out she changed the plans and told her not to expect you to show. She did not care and called you selfish and childish. She and her husband tried to bully you into submission. She had multiple opportunities to rectify the situation before your birthday. She continued to try to force you to submit to her wishes. At no point have you expressed a desire to have a make-up dinner. It sounds like you would be doing this to make your mother feel better, not yourself. She even said it was about her feelings of missing celebrating your birthday. Whose fault was it that she missed? Again, her name-calling in a less direct way, saying you should be kinder, is really just accusing you of not being kind. She could have just said you are being mean, because that is what her words meant. She still did not apologize or admit she was wrong. So my question is, whose feelings should come first surrounding your birthday? Your mother wanted your stepsister's feelings to come first for the birthday plans, and now she is asking for her feelings to come first for her makeup plan. When do your feelings come first? You should not feel guilty for taking care of yourself emotionally and refusing to accept the emotional abuse. It sounds like a little space would be healthy for you. Sending you a hug and a belated happy birthday. Did her apology actually include her saying, "I shouldn't have put your stepsister's wants above yours," or "I haven't been prioritizing you," or "our relationship, and I'm sorry"? Because I have a feeling it was a backhanded apology where she didn't. That's bizarre. I have 2 kids with 10 years between them, but I wouldn't expect my older child to pick his celebration based on his younger sister, even though he thinks she's the best thing on earth. It's strange that your mom doesn't think it's wrong. Take time to cool off. But if you're willing, family counseling with just you and your mom might be better than a replacement dinner. Are you living somewhere safe? How are you supporting yourself? As far as your mom goes, you know that she wants the little girl to love her and sees it as, well, my son will always love me. It's okay to be hurt and to not want to celebrate with your mom right now. This is what I learned at my age. You can have boundaries in all your relationships, including with your mom. My mom would tell our secrets, and the next thing you know, her whole family would know. The last time she did that was when I was fired from my job about 15 years ago. I decided to limit what I tell her. I tell her mundane things like, "Oh, I made this for dinner," but never anything deep or serious. So you too can have boundaries with your mom. She wants the stepsister to love her, and that's great, but it doesn't mean that you have to. You can celebrate your birthday however you want going forward and let her know what you are doing. "Mom, my 28th birthday is in 2 weeks. I'll be at restaurant XX with some people. Let me know if you'd like to join." You can invite her and not wait for her to do anything special for you. That's it for today. Drop a comment with your verdict below, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a story.